In a world where power is the ultimate currency, the question arises, what are we willing to justify in the name of success? This question has been explored for centuries, and few thinkers have tackled it as controversially and profoundly as Niccolò Machiavelli. In his famous work, The Prince, Machiavelli argues that actions taken for a noble purpose can be justified, even if they involve unethical behavior. He suggests that the ends often justify the means, a stance that has sparked intense debate for centuries. One of his most famous assertions is that a prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. But how do we reconcile this view with our understanding of ethics, morality, and leadership in the modern world? Are there circumstances where such a ruthless approach can be justified? Or is Machiavelli's advice a dangerous justification for tyranny and manipulation? In this video, we will examine the core ideas of Machiavelli's political philosophy and explore how his ideas about power, ethics, and success have influenced leaders throughout history and continue to resonate today. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel, where we explore timeless philosophical ideas and apply them to modern life. If you're interested in exploring how ancient ideas shape our understanding of power, leadership, and morality, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our upcoming content. Now, let's dive into the world of Machiavelli and see what his controversial philosophy has to offer. Niccolò Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat and philosopher from the Renaissance period, is perhaps most famous for his political treatise The Prince, written in 1513 and published posthumously. In this work, Machiavelli offers advice to rulers on how to maintain power and navigate the challenges of governance. His counsel is unapologetically pragmatic, prioritizing the effectiveness of the ruler over traditional notions of morality or ethics. Machiavelli's central thesis is that a ruler, whom he often refers to as the prince, should not be bound by conventional moral standards if those standards interfere with maintaining power. Instead, the prince should act according to the needs of the state, using any means necessary to secure his position and protect his interests. This perspective has made Machiavelli both infamous and misunderstood over the years. While many focus on his supposed cynicism and ruthless tactics, others argue that his advice is simply a reflection of the harsh realities of political life. One of the most controversial aspects of The Prince is Machiavelli's stance on breaking promises. As he writes, "A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise." On the surface, this seems to endorse dishonesty and betrayal, but a deeper understanding of his philosophy reveals a more complex argument about the pragmatics of power. Machiavelli's belief that the ends justify the means is a cornerstone of his political philosophy. For him, success in governance is paramount, regardless of how it is achieved. The ruler, according to Machiavelli, must prioritize stability, strength, and the preservation of power above all else. If breaking a promise, committing an act of deceit, or engaging in unethical behavior helps secure the ruler's position, then it is justified in the name of the greater good. This perspective contrasts sharply with more traditional moral views, which might argue that actions are inherently right or wrong based on their nature, regardless of the outcome. For Machiavelli, the moral calculus is different. A ruler who sacrifices their own values to maintain power may be acting immorally, but they are doing so for the sake of the state's survival. In this way, Machiavelli elevates pragmatism and the maintenance of power over conventional ethical considerations. Machiavelli argues that the best leaders are those who understand how to balance ruthless action with strategic diplomacy. He draws upon the example of successful rulers throughout history who have employed both cruelty and compassion strategically, depending on the needs of the moment. In his view, a ruler should be willing to make difficult decisions that others might find distasteful if it means preserving their own rule and the well-being of the state. However, Machiavelli does not advocate for arbitrary cruelty or senseless destruction. He advises rulers to use unethical tactics only when necessary, and to avoid excessive cruelty that could turn the people against them. For Machiavelli, it is not the unethical behavior itself that is of concern, but the outcomes it produces. A prince's main concern is ensuring the survival and prosperity of their rule. To better understand Machiavelli's views on ethics, it is essential to examine the concept of virtue, a term he uses frequently in The Prince. Virtue, in Machiavelli's framework, refers to the qualities and attributes that a ruler must possess in order to succeed. These qualities include boldness, decisiveness, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. It is not a moral virtue in the traditional sense, but rather a measure of a leader's capacity to achieve their goals. Virtue is closely related to the idea of fortune, or fortuna, which represents the unpredictable elements of life. Events beyond human control, such as natural disasters or shifts in public opinion. A wise prince, Machiavelli argues, is one who recognizes that fortune can either work in their favor or against them, but who possesses the ability to shape their own destiny through virtue. In other words, a ruler must be skilled in navigating the unpredictable elements of life while maintaining control over their actions and their environment. For Machiavelli, morality is not a fixed concept, but is instead determined by the results a ruler achieves. A prince's virtue enables them to shape fortune and ensure their success, even if it means compromising traditional ethical values. In this sense, Machiavelli's ethics are consequentialist, focused on the outcomes of actions rather than the inherent goodness or badness of those actions. Machiavelli's ideas have had a profound impact on political theory and the practice of leadership throughout history. Although his advice has often been criticized as advocating tyranny, many successful leaders, both in the past and present, have adopted Machiavellian tactics to maintain their power. From Napoleon Bonaparte to modern-day politicians, Machiavelli's philosophy of power has shaped the strategies of rulers who understand the complex nature of leadership. The concept of Machiavellianism has come to represent political cunning and ruthlessness in the pursuit of power. In the modern political context, leaders are often faced with decisions that may require them to bend the truth or engage in morally ambiguous behavior to achieve their goals. In these situations, many find themselves wrestling with the ethical dilemma of balancing morality with the practicalities of governance. Despite the controversy surrounding Machiavelli's work, it is important to recognize that he was writing at a time when political instability, warfare, and power struggles were commonplace. His advice was shaped by the tumultuous world of Renaissance Italy, where ruthless rulers often had to make difficult decisions in order to maintain power. Machiavelli's pragmatism reflects the harsh reality that idealistic moral systems often fail to account for the complexities of political life. While Machiavelli's ideas on power have undoubtedly influenced history, they have also drawn sharp criticism, especially from ethical philosophers. Critics argue that Machiavelli's endorsement of unethical behavior in pursuit of political goals can lead to the erosion of trust, the breakdown of social order, and the justification of tyranny. By reducing ethics to a mere tool for political expediency, Machiavelli's philosophy raises uncomfortable questions about the nature of leadership and the potential dangers of unchecked power. In a modern democratic context, where leaders are held accountable by the public and governed by laws, Machiavelli's advice can appear dangerous and outdated. The notion that breaking promises or engaging in deceit for political gain can be justified undermines the very foundation of trust and integrity that is vital in democratic systems. Moreover, Machiavelli's focus on the ruler's ability to maintain power may overlook the importance of ethical leadership in promoting the welfare of the people. Leaders who act solely in their own self-interest without regard for the greater good may lead their nations into moral and social decline. Machiavelli's The Prince remains one of the most influential works in political philosophy. His argument that actions taken for a noble purpose can be justified, even if they involve unethical behavior, continues to provoke debate today. By advocating for the ends justifying the means, Machiavelli calls for a pragmatic approach to leadership that prioritizes the survival and success of the ruler, often at the expense of traditional ethical considerations. While his ideas may have been shaped by the political realities of Renaissance Italy, they continue to resonate with contemporary leaders and thinkers. Ultimately, Machiavelli's philosophy challenges us to question our assumptions about ethics, power, and success. Is it acceptable to sacrifice moral principles in the pursuit of a greater goal? Or should leaders remain bound by ethical guidelines, regardless of the circumstances? These questions remain as relevant today as they were in Machiavelli's time, and they continue to shape the way we understand leadership and morality in our modern world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Machiavelli's philosophy. If you found this video insightful and want to dive deeper into more philosophical ideas that challenge the status quo, subscribe to the Unfolding Journey channel. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our upcoming videos. We look forward to exploring more timeless ideas with you.